All right, we are slowly going live. We're going to let this build up a little bit. We're going to talk about the Alex Bowman disqualification controversy, what it potentially means, thoughts on it, and so on. We're going to let this build up a little bit, and we're going to dive into that. Let's build it up here a sec. Give me a second. All right. All right. All right. So we're going to get into it. Okay, so basically what happened was after the race, Alex Bowman was they weighed his car and they said it was light, meaning he was disqualified, which then in turn uh, gave Joey Logano, who was out and eliminated the position, and now he's in and Bowman's out. So my deal is, I mean, cheating is cheating, as they say, right? But is NASCAR going too far with it? Just it seems like you're seeing more teams penalized each year, and the what is it that what they allow is so tight. The cars are so even. They basically can't have any difference, right? In fact, that's why you see more drivers winning the past few years rather than one driver winning 10 races. You're not going to see that as much due to how NASCAR was basically even that out. But getting back to it, the penalties that NASCAR continues to issue, enforce, and so on, it seems like they're they're going too far. They're going too far. It's not helping with the teams. It's not helping anything. It's not helping with the fan base. At some point, NASCAR's got to realize they're not doing good by making every car have to be that even by those rules and so on. Okay. Basically, when you're talking NASCAR, it's became a mafia. It's ran like a mafia. Uh, you ask several former drivers, they'll tell you the same thing. It's you don't cross NASCAR. You just don't cross NASCAR. You know, basically, you speak out against them, they're they're vindictive. They're gonna basically attack you, right? So what that means for the future, who knows, right? Um, Obviously, there's things that could be worked on, could be fixed. You see, obviously, Hendrick's going to appeal. The likelihood of them winning it is slim, I would say, at this point. But, I mean, you got to at least try to appeal. So here's another weird one for you guys to think about and process. So Hendrick has always been it. There's no secret about it. No surprise there. Hendrick has always been kind of looked at, especially the past 25, 30 years, as the golden boy, the golden child of NASCAR, right? Usually it was believed that uh, NASCAR would let them slide and so on. But this year has been just the opposite. There's been several penalties this year levied against Hendrick, and decent amount of money that they've had to shell out. So another question there is, why do you guys think that is? And you know, what's the reasoning behind it? Um, what's the thoughts? So that's one thing to touch on. Another thing is, what do you think needs to happen to make NASCAR truly better? Um, I feel they've been going in the wrong direction for the past, really, since you've seen them peak. Since about 2005, they've been slowly going downhill and backwards, right? I think we can all agree, whether you love NASCAR or not, which I hope we all do. I hope everyone watching does. But it's definitely been going backwards. What do you think could make it better? Right? And also, getting back to the Alex Bowman thing, what do you guys think from the evidence? Do you think it's just? Do you think NASCAR's on a witch hunt? Obviously, pre-race, all the cars were weighed. From what I know, from what I gather, all the cars were weighed, right? So, on that alone, uh, what uh, what changed during the race? Could a part have even fell off the car? And that's one thing you want to know. How much of a weight discrepancy was there? A lot of questions that I think need to be answered, and yeah, it just seems like this is becoming a more regular thing for NASCAR. At least it seems like if they're going for drama, there's drama almost every week. So they're succeeding there. But just what's your thoughts on the whole thing? Give me your take, your ideas. What would you guys like to see change? Do you think that uh, Bowman deserved the disqualification and Logano getting in? Do you think that it's almost like a cabal? Do you think like NASCAR planned that, or that was their backup plan because they didn't like how it went and they wanted to make sure Logano carries on because you know. So what's your thoughts on that? Love to hear your comments. But yeah, just leave whatever you want to say. Give me some thoughts. I'm going to do one more thing real quick here, and then we're going to end this soon. I got a couple more things to say, and we'll head out of here. Give me a sec. All right, we're back. We're going to end this shortly. Okay, okay, so one more thing to touch up on. Let's cover a little bit of the Hamlin Jordan thing. We might retitle this video to include other NASCAR topics. But to make it a little bit longer, and then we're gonna end this. So obviously, Jordan Hamlin didn't want to sign the charter agreement, and was it Front Row Motorsports followed suit with them? But what's your thoughts on that? On them trying to take on NASCAR, saying it's unfair. I know from what I see, I tend to agree with Hamlin and Front Row Motorsports. I do think the money distribution is unfair to the teams and how it's divvied. I feel that there's not great growth currently in the sport for the teams to profit. It seems like they're just running at this point for the pure enjoyment of the sport. Even the best teams aren't really making a ton of money like they should be. So basically, what's your thoughts on that lawsuit? You just heard a bit of my opinion there, that obviously I am going to take sides with Hamlin and Jordan on that. From what I've seen for years lately, it just doesn't seem like the teams can really profit or succeed that way. But what's your thoughts on that? Ultimately, getting back to that whole lawsuit thing, I think NASCAR will end up winning. I don't see Jordan and Hamlin coming out successful. If there is success, I'd say, yeah, they'll lose, but it could open the door for future talks and maybe some resentment against NASCAR, where they'll have round two. More teams will be like, yeah, this isn't right, and everyone starts backing out of agreements. But ultimately, the way I see it going down currently is Jordan and Hamlin will likely lose. Worst case scenario, they just pull out. They sell off their assets if they aren't allowed to have them charters or whatever NASCAR does there. That would be probably the worst case scenario. Ultimately, they probably just come to an agreement, and they're running every week. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Love to hear your thoughts on that. Again, let's hear your opinions. But those are probably the two interesting things to talk about of the day, of the past few weeks, and we're going to kind of just end that there. Thoughts, and that's it. We'll see you guys. All right.